Yep.
Yeah.
Right. So today's it's gonna be short and sweet, right? And obviously I'm gonna take a couple of questions, but I think everybody, so this is everybody at the company, right? Baltazar, you don't have a profile set up with your Brand 360. You need to make sure you do this as soon as humanly possible. Okay?
Yeah, I'll do that today.
Perfect. Paul, same goes for you. You got to set up. So yours doesn't even have your preferences set up. That's what turns it on. And I'll go into what this is, Paul, here in a second. But
All right.
So right on the main page here, right on the main page, launch Brand 360, right? And it'll take you to your Brand 360. But then once you're in here, you're going to want to do a user profile, a headshot, the company logo, all your contact info, and then your disclaimers, right? So any applicable licenses, you just go through and turn them on, select your compliance logo, save, and that's it. Then it gets turned on. But just to go back to Dean, same goes for you. Okay, you got to turn yours on as well. But I'm going to use Travis's Brand 360 here as an example, and a couple of things that you guys can do to market and go out and try to find some new business, right? So I proposed an idea. Everybody in this meeting here is a realtor as well, correct?
Yes,
Yes, I am.
everybody. Yep.
Everybody. Okay. So I proposed an idea. I think I even discussed it with you, Travis, not too long ago. Okay. But every single one of you has quite the advantage over a standard loan officer, and the fact that you have access to some more data, right? To some more software, that being the MLS. Okay. So Brand 360, I'm gonna explain this idea here in a second. But Brand 360 is your branding platform, it's your marketing platform, it's your CRM, it's your client retention platform. Okay. So the brand builder is you guys can come in and you guys can generate marketing campaigns, right? Flyers, quirky videos if you want to post them onto your social media, which I'll showcase that here in a second. But I'm going to take a look at this buy versus rent, which is going to play into what I want to talk about. I want to use a flyer. I want to market to a borrower, right? And as you can see, it's branded, has all your compliance built in, and you can customize, you can kind of tailor it a little bit because it is compliant, so we don't allow you to mess with it too much. Because if you were going to adjust it, it'll say you're altering legally approved content. Please accept the terms and please accept the terms of use. So here's why I bring up this buy versus rent. Okay, you guys all have access to the MLS, and with inventory being kind of bottlenecked, and with prices being the way they are, let's take a look at the eviction moratorium. All right, set to expire. States offer patchwork protections. Let's see what kind of patchwork protections we got. All right, boom, 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 boom. Let's see where. I won't take up too much of my time going through this if it doesn't just straight up tell me. I propose that borrowers are going to have to, by the end of this year, renters, I should say, not borrowers, renters are going to have to start paying rent, all right, or else they're going to get evicted. It is what it is, okay, unfortunately. So why that's important and why I tied that in with this. So some of these renters in your guys' area, you guys can easily find by going through the MLS, okay? You guys can filter by renters in a specific area. You could even filter by rental amount. All right. So let's say you say, show me properties in the area that, show me properties in the area where people have rented for $2,400 a month in the last 2 years. Okay. It'll show you all the properties. It'll show you the lease amounts, and then you guys can put it together a campaign, right? And obviously it becomes on you on how you can get in front of the renters. But I mean, I get a cold call almost 3 to 5 times a month by a realtor telling me, hey, I'm a realtor in the area. I'm introducing myself. If you want to list your home, let me know. Like, it's a very aimless cold call method, but they do it. This is more strategic. It's more involved. you want to find a way to get to the renters and say, listen, you know, the moratorium's going to be up. How much were you paying for rent? Because they're probably not. Oh, I'm paying $2,400. Okay, well, when the moratorium gets lifted, right? I mean, I don't know what the laws are going to be, and I don't know if they're going to be responsible for any back rent. But what I do know is you could probably own this house for like $1,800 a month or $1,700 a month. Just giving you an example, rough numbers. Okay. So if you own the property for $1,700 a month, would you be interested in buying this house? It's yours, right? Like you've already made it your own. If you are interested, just introduce me to the landlord. And even if they don't, you know who the property owner is. I'm pretty sure you can get that information through the MLS also. I think, I'm not sure, but I'm sure that we could find a way. It's public information, right? Now, the two worst businesses to be in since COVID, service industry and being a landlord. These people haven't collected a rent payment in the last 15, 16 months, okay? So if you come along and say, listen, I have an interested buyer for your property, okay? And you haven't made, I mean, the market's at an all-time high. I'll do you a solid. And if you're willing to sell and take advantage of the market, I'll list your property for 2% or 1.5%, you know, give them a discount, right? So it kind of puts you in a position to where you're creating inventory, you're getting financing out of the deal, okay? And you get to pick up both deals at once. You get to be the seller and the listing and do the financing, right? It's the trifecta. But obviously it's a little bit more involved. It requires a little bit of work. But this beats the cold calling method, which a lot of realtors do to try to pick up listings. All right. And then you guys can market either by using the Brand 360 or you could do the cold call, however it is you want to get the information, however it is you want to go after it. What do you guys think of this idea?
That's a good idea.
Yeah. I mean, I think there's a lot more properties out there, a lot of property owners out there that are dying to sell, but can't because they have renters and they can't evict them. Right? So they want to sell, but they can't. So what you guys are doing, you're coming in and you're playing a mediator. You're creating the urgency and you're saying if you're able to get in front of the renters, you're saying, well, listen, the moratorium is going to get lifted and you're going to have to go back to paying this much rent or you're going to get evicted. I'm saying I can have you own this house for $1,800. I could save you, 30, 40% on your payment and you own the home and you don't have to worry about anything moving forward. And you got to enjoy, a year and a half rent free. Right? I think it's a phenomenal way to kind of penetrate that market because those people they're landlocked. They can't do anything. Mm-hmm. Okay. So I bring up that idea to kind of showcase the Brand 360 and a couple of things you guys can do with it. If you want to market your services, whether it's on the real estate side or whether it's on the mortgage side, right? However, you can get creative. But if you guys have a social media platform, right? Whether it's Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, or Twitter, we accommodate for. Every single month, once you guys set up your Brand 360, you can go in and you can post in the marketing calendar. You could schedule automated posts. And we tell you what to post. Like we give you suggested content for the 12th, for the 13th, for the 14th. It's automated, right? You pick it, you copy the content. Here's the suggested content. I click next. I don't have any social media. What is it? Oh, 1 second. I don't have any social media here. I don't have anything connected, so it's blank for me. But then you choose your social media of choice, and you post, and you set it up to post directly. Okay, you guys do this once or twice a month, so that way you at least start building an online presence for any social media, for any social media platform that you want to choose. Okay, so that's really it in a nutshell. I think this is very underutilized by you guys. As you can see, actually, hold on. As you can see, Baltazar, Paul, Dean, you guys don't have yours set up yet. And the ones that do have it set up can really take advantage by going in, playing around with it and finding some material. Like you can even do here. Let me give you a really popular one. 1 second.
Yeah. Do you have that flyer, the listing flyer one?
The pricing scenario?
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you go to all campaigns, pricing scenario flyer, it pulls pricing, right? So like if you have a loan amount of, 700,000, sales price is, 850, right? Just mortgage insurance, BPMI will do, loan type conventional, amortization, fixed, purpose, purchase, occupancy, primary. Give me a zip code. That'll work. That'll work.
Yeah.
All right. So then what I'll do is it'll give me pricing and eligible products, right? Then this pulls directly from the pricing engine, from our pricing engine, which is pretty cool. So you can go in and say, well, if I'm gonna pitch them, if you got a borrower that's putting, 20% down, I kind of fumbled and I did less than that, but you get the idea. You can come in and say, here's what your rate would be at a 3%, 3 1/8, 3 1/4, right? What your monthly payment would be at those three options, and what the corresponding credits would be, because that's the final price there, right? So then it kind of gives them a couple of options, and then you could move forward and upload an image of the property. Put your header. Okay. Next step, you could brand. You could do different company colors, etc. Next step, and then you can update your header here, the subheading for the property, and anything that you want to put in the body. Okay, so if you want to use it for like an open house, etc. All right, so a couple of really cool things you could do with Brand 360. But I just wanted to take a little bit of time to showcase it because it's very underutilized by you guys. And obviously, if you guys have any questions on it, let me know. But I wanted you guys to start with the bare minimum, which is the marketing platform of it. There's a lot of other stuff that it does on the back end, like it has a CRM, for example, which really benefits you guys. All these are triggers it does for every loan you close with me. These are all the triggers where it sends out an automated email from you to the client if it meets the trigger, and obviously it notifies you. But this right here, probably the most powerful one, right? If they ever list their home on the market, we do an MLS scrub. And they don't, obviously if they're not using you, you're going to get notified anyway. That way, if they're already working with another realtor for whatever reason, all right, you can at least pick up financing. Okay, so we notify you if they ever list their home. We notify you if they ever pull credit. We notify you if their FICO improves. We notify you if their MI is ready to get, is ready to fall off. But then we do the birthdays and the loan anniversaries as well for you guys automatically. Okay, so that's really it. I don't want to go too much in depth right now, unless individual LOs have questions, they can reach out and talk to me. But I think that's one of the most, that idea and the brand and the marketing, you guys would be doing something that nobody else is doing. I promise you, nobody's doing that with the renters and the property owners. Nobody. And if you guys position yourselves correctly, or at least stick to it, then you guys will create a lot of inventory when there isn't any and facilitate your own sales. Okay.
Back to the listing flyer real quick. I think it's a good way to, it's easy to find the open houses coming up this weekend. I mean, the agents usually schedule them, days in advance. They market in MLS. It wouldn't be hard to just reach out to that agent and ask them if they need some, some flyers with accurate pricing on it, for their open house. It's a good lead in for a conversation to kind of get to know them. Maybe they need a partner to go open house with them, and you can just, sit there with your laptop and maybe take some applications while you're at it. Get to know some of these agents out there if you're looking to network with, outside agents or even agents within the company. Both of them really.
Absolutely. I think that's a phenomenal idea.
Yeah.
And plus, And plus you guys have Blink too, you know, like if you guys are there, you know, I mean, I've had guys set up a kiosk at an open house with an iPad and borrowers just go in and plug in their information for a pre-approval, right? Like through Blink. So there's several different ways to approach it, but you guys are taking a more modernistic approach toward the financing and toward the marketing, which is going to help you stand out, you know, stand out over everybody else, over the big banks and the credit unions and, you know, some of the other broker shops that are a little more antiquated in the area.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got to stop sharing my screen here for a second. Hold on.